this is Chelsea from STEM APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. If you remember, in the last tutorial, we were doing a real estate market analysis for the area of Punta Cana, the tourist area of the Dominican Republic. And we were running some real estate market analysis on YouTube videos. I hit a little impasse because I hit my quota. I exceeded my quota. And I was wondering, I looked at my quota and I went to my Google Cloud Console and I looked and I saw that I only had, at the time it was only 200 requests. So I was thinking to myself, how come if I only have 200 requests and supposedly you get 10,000 units, what's going on? And little did I know that that's not how Google calculates units. And I'm making this video so so this doesn't happen to you. The way they calculate the API quota for the YouTube API, and this I'm running the free version for these videos that you can do it yourself also. I'm not paying for it. So what you do is you get, if I had like, let's say 200 requests, and out of that 200 requests, there are it's a two-step system. This is what they call the search list, and each one of those search lists is 100 units per request. And there's what is called videos list, which is 1 unit per video. And let me explain. Let me show you the code so you know exactly what I'm talking about. If we go back to the code that we had, this is the code from last tutorial. And if you go into my def search videos method right here, this function right here, so it has the parameters, the queue for the query and all that stuff. But this is what I'm talking about, search list, because this is what makes a request. When you do the search list right here, that is counting for 100 units right there. This counts for 100 units. When you're using the videos list, which is this one right here, if you go down, you're going to see, which one is it? It's right, yeah, right here. This is a video response, and then you're getting videos list. This counts for 1 unit. So I was getting that confused. I thought this search response was 1 unit, but it's not. It costs 100 units. And that's why very fast you can exceed your quota, and you will get this type of error. Just in case when you run it, you're gonna get this type of error. It's gonna say error 403, and it's gonna say the request cannot be completed because you have exceeded your quota. And this is you have 3 options. You either can use mock data, you can either try to get approval to get a bigger unit, but it has to be approved, or you can just wait until the next day. In my case, it's 8 o'clock Pacific time UTC. They reset the quota again. So what I decided to do, instead of waiting to do wait until 8 o'clock Pacific time or UTC, what I decided to do was just use mock data, and that's what we did here. And also I'm going to show you a way that you can also kind of a workaround the quota system, because you can optimize the code so you don't hit the quota system, or it takes longer. And that's what I'm going to show you now. So as you can see, there's this code right here that is Unified YouTube Analyzer Quota Pi, and then also the enhanced demo Quota Pi. And what I did was, let me just show you let me just get here and then open this one. These the enhanced, oops, wrong one, this one. So what this actually, let's do the analyzer first, because the other one is using this one as the base. So basically what I'm doing is, this is basically what I did was, you go here into the class Quota Manager, and as you can see here where it says I added these lines: quota file, quota exceeded, and reset time. So this one will let me know, it will let me know when the reset time is. In your particular case, you might not be, I'm in the East Coast of the US, but you might be somewhere else. It will have a different reset time for you, and it will also a load quota status and a quota exceeded and quota file. Basically, it will have this method where it would do, you can do a status report, and it will give you the load quota status from the file. And I'll show you how to do that at the end. I'll run it together with you. Then if you decide to use mark data, I'll go back. You have also this code here to use mark data. So it's basically, you're going to go into mark mode, and instead of using your regular API key, you're going to be using a mark API basically, because it will allow you to test the code. If you don't have time to wait until it resets, you can just run it on mark data, and I will show you how to do that. And this is where it's going to get the mark data right here, and this is the mark data. So I just added, you know, my own title, my own description, my own channel title. Let me just make this smaller so you can see it. And this is basically just allows me to test the code and run, so I don't have to wait, right? And that's what I did. I did one to give an option. I did one for Punta Cana. I did one for Las Terrenas, which is a different area. Let me just show you in the map so you have an idea what I'm talking about. This is Punta Cana right here. That's the whole area right here, Bavaro, Punta Cana. But then you have this area here, which is a very hot area as well, is Las Terrenas. So I want to compare the two, because sometimes I'm going to be running code on Punta Cana, sometimes I'm going to be running code on Las Terrenas, sometimes I might be running code on this area right here. This is a upcoming hot area. Bahia Las Águilas right here. This whole area is beautiful area. So sometimes I'll be running on that area. That's why I have this. Let me just show you. And that's why I added Las Terrenas, part of the Mac code. And then later I'll show you how to do that. And also drop shipping to make sure that excludes anything that sounds fishy. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there in the internet. You don't need me to tell you. So that's how it will exclude some types of fishy stuff. And now it will go into more of the mock data, search videos, just like I showed you before, but this is for the mock data and the parameters. And that's how I was able to bypass some of those limitations. This is extract the video data, and as you can see, it always has the mock mode, just in case you want to use mock data. If you want to use the regular data, I'll just show you how to do that. But that's the YouTube analyzer, and I'm going to put that in my GitHub page so you have it. But if you want to see what the demo py, this is the code that you're going to be running, and it's this one right here. This is the demo, and I'll just show you from the beginning. Basically, what you will be doing, just like we did with this same, we're going to initialize the analyzer. You have the analyzer here, very similar. It's using the same stuff from the YouTube analyzer, so this is where that's coming from. This is the Punta Cana stuff, this is Las Terrenas stuff, and this is Florida, just to have something to compare with, and also Portugal. I chose Lisbon, for the Portuguese area, and this is where the analyzer gets initialized, and you can see there is a solution here. What I did here is a self-analyzer here. It's got the MAC key to just do, it's not a real API, it will be the MAC key, and it'll also have the MAC mode, right? So this is where it gets initialized. Then also it's going to here, if you're not on MAC mode, is going to do your real API key, and that will be, it will check to see that, make sure that the quota is not being met, it's not being exceeded. So what I will do, this is key here, because it's going to have a quota manager that is going to check to make sure that the quota is available, to make sure that we haven't exceeded it. And if it's exceeded, it's not gonna let you do it. But this is to prevent that you're in the middle of doing some analysis and then you exceed the quota and then everything crashes. You don't want that to happen. You want to kind of do it gracefully without crashing the program, and this is what's happening here. We'll also enable the filtering. That's to just make sure that some of the data, like we had here, let me just show you so you see what I'm talking about. It's just to make sure that this data does not get in. Let me make this bigger so you can see it. In my last tutorial, we talked about how we can get some of these names out, because they have nothing to do with real estate in the Dominican Republic. So one way to do that is using this filtering. That's what we're doing here. And the same thing, going to the API key, it's analyzing the single market. Here is doing adjusting the query count to make sure that to limit the number of queries. So you're trying to limit the queries per demo, right? So not to be conservative, so you don't exceed the quota. So this is one way to do it also. I went from 50 to 25. So also to be more conservative, not to use the quota unless we have to. And adaptive query, this is the summary. Nothing has changed here. It's just same insights that we did from the last tutorial. Run the comparative analysis, but now we have different ones. We have mock data, something that is quota managed, that's a safe API usage, and live, which is kind of full analysis, but is using mock data. And that's basically the printing here. This is the for loop that is going to analyze each one depending on whatever market key it is, whether it's a mock key or a API key. This is all doing the data frames, doing the insights, and doing matching with the location, whatever location you chose. And it's going to check the quota between markets and make sure, only if it's in quota mode, and make sure that you don't exceed. If he notices that the quota is not available anymore and that you're exceeding, it will stop the analysis, and it will do it gracefully. And basically this is what's going on here. Run deep dive analysis. It's only going to run this if you have the quota. If it's not If you don't have the quota, it's going to stop. And this is what's happening here. Check quota before deep dive. It's going to make sure that you have quota available. If you do, it's going to do the queries depending on the location and whatever query you have used. In this case, I'm using real estate return of investment for 2024, market trends, and so on. This is adjusting for the mode. If you're doing MAC, quota, or else, everything else. And this just same thing, we'll just go in the visualization. It's going to show the matplotlib and the seaborn. The printing is going to give you the insight scores, just like we did with the sentiment analysis, just like we did for the other videos. And this is what I'm talking about here. So you're going to have the comparison between the Dominican Republic, Florida or United States, and Lisbon, Portugal for Europe. So that stays the same. We're going to analyze credible channels, no noise, no fishy stuff. Create the region of interest distribution. What else? The plots, all the plots for matplotlib with the legends. And what else? And I switched and made a mistake here. Edit, undo. And the plots continues, save the results to files. This is where the stuff gets saved into these files, and it creates a file for each one. And if you don't remember, this is what we had from before. You will have all of the information for each video. It's going to have each video, what the web, their YouTube URL. It will show what it is, a description of it, of what that video is, name of the video, title of the video. And let me just show you, just in case you didn't watch my first tutorial. You will have the channel, name of the channel. These are the people that have channels that have real estate content for the Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Channel ID, the date that it was published, and so on and so on. What has a price, what doesn't have a price. This is all part of the analysis that we're doing. And that's one way for you to manage quotas and make sure you don't exceed them, and make sure that you're more conservative of using them, because it happened to me, and it's a pain in the butt when you're in the middle of analysis and all of a sudden you get this dreaded error right there, and that's what you don't want to see. And I hope this tutorial will help you, and so you avoid what happened to me. This is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.